from Bronny James, where he kind of lets us know that he didn't earn it, but that he's working on it. He's working on earning it. And so I've got to tell you guys, Bronny James is becoming more likable for me because he knows the truth and he is trying. He's trying really hard, and I can't punish him for that. He's in this situation and he's just trying to figure out how to, I don't know, just how to stay sane. And yes, he's a part of it. He is complicit, right? But I don't know that he really understood how he was going to feel inside as a person once taking this leap and being a nepo baby in the NBA to LeBron James, no less. And then LeBron embarrassing himself confronting Stephen A. Smith. And I don't love everything that Bronny James says in this, in this next interview clip soundbite that I'm going to play for you guys. But for the most part, I find that he's saying the right thing, sounding professional. And at the very least, that's an expectation that a person could have. So I'm going to go ahead and play this sound from Bronny, and then we'll react together.
Yeah, Bronny, just the level of comfort that it looked like you had out there. How did you feel, and did any part of that come into from a mindset perspective as you were looking forward to the game, knowing you were going to play? And how would you say that evolved as the game went on?
Yeah, I mean, I say I've gained my confidence and gained my comfortability over just reps and, getting out there and taking advantage of my opportunity if it's given. So just, being ready at all times. I think that's the biggest thing for me, staying in the stay ready games and practice and stuff like that and taking advantage like I did tonight. So yeah, it's been good for me so far.
JJ was talking to us about kind of seeing your growth, from the moment that actually going back before he was the coach of the combine, he watched some video of you doing the interviews and he texted your dad about it. How would you kind of trace the evolution of you with JJ, kind of what he's told you from the first time he met you up to the point of like today and even kind of getting up for the game?
I'd say just all the coaches believing in me, and continuing to, put that in my head that they believe in me and what I can do as a player. And, I was given an opportunity tonight to go, show them what I've been working on while I've been, sitting on the bench in the G League, getting the reps, stuff like that. So, yeah, just constantly putting that in my head that, they believe in me and that I can contribute.
Bronny, what expectations did you put on yourself in, say, training camp and preseason, and how does that square up with where you are at now, 5 months into your rookie season?
I just say just going in and working as hard as I can. I mean, that's all I can do, just learn and, be open-minded every time I, come into work in the morning and, being that same, level-headed kid, just trying to get his work done. But also just, like I said, taking advantage of those reps so that I, can get and, yeah, just staying level-headed.
When we spoke with JJ just a few minutes ago, he acknowledged that there's a lot of stuff you've had to deal with just because of who your dad is and things you can understand more than I can speak on. Just how has it been balancing that, trying to deal with that noise, deal with what's said, deal with what's written, also just trying to focus on your game, on your development, like the things that you can control, I guess?
And just putting my head down and working. I feel like that's the only thing that I can control right now is going in every day and staying ready to play, staying ready to learn, getting the work in after hours, early mornings, stuff like that. Just all the controllables that I can, do myself. There's not really much I can do of random people talking about me, every day. So can't really do much about that. So I just, go in the gym and work, put my head down and try to get better every day.
Dan. Bronny, a lot of times you mentioned that level-headedness. I'm sure that's handy when there's like negativity floating. Like there's going to be a lot of positivity, I would imagine, after today. Does that level-headedness have to show up in the same way when you get back to work tomorrow?
Yeah, for sure. Going in the gym tomorrow, we're ready to, work as hard as I did yesterday. So same approach for every day that I, go into my job. Yeah.
Bronny, what was the stretch like for you joining the team on the road and the Milwaukee Denver back-to-back as part of this 6 games in 8-day stretch? JJ said doesn't feel like modern players should be playing this many 3 consecutive back-to-backs, but just what are the last 8 days been like with I guess for you personally, but also for the team?
Again, just I think just taking advantages of my opportunity, whether that's given to me today or the game against Denver, just being ready. Again, the stay ready games at the gym, they prepare me to be confident in my play and what I do. So just keeping that same mindset of being ready and being confident in myself.
Hey, Bronny, this is kind of a bigger picture question, but with your younger brother winning the state championship and then you being at this stage in your basketball career, I'm just wondering how your advice to him as the older brother has evolved and, what guidance do you have for him as he continues to move forward in his basketball career?
Yeah, I'd say as when we were younger, the main thing I'd like to push to him is just having fun, just playing your game, being confident in yourself. But yeah, I think as I became a senior, he's not a senior now, to just have that mindset of working, because there's a lot of kids out there that want to be in my spot or his spot, and you can't take that for granted. So yeah, just keep working. I feel like that's the main thing.
Last two.
Well, you guys heard Bronny, and there's a couple of points that I want to make here. I thought that it was really interesting that, and I want to go back to JJ Redick's sound for a moment, just because he talked about how Bronny has to deal with a bunch of bullshit just because of who his dad is. That is exactly what he signed up for. So I don't want to hear that, by the way, JJ. So nobody wants to hear it. Nobody cares. What I did appreciate that Bronny said in his sound was that, and this was the biggest thing for me, was that the advice that he gives to his brother. And, it was always to go out there and have fun. But now that he's older, approaching his senior year, essentially preparing for the NBA, just like Bronny was, he's telling him, hey, you've got to work, and you've got to work hard, because another kid wants so badly, desperately to be in your spot. So he knows that he's been given this opportunity to play in the NBA. He knows that. And he's not sitting there saying that he earned it. He's just saying, hey, I'm going to work to prove that I belong here. And no, obviously he didn't say that in those words, but that's how I'm taking Bronny's behavior. The fact that he's just going out there and playing, he's humbly coming out of scoring 17 points. And instead of saying, hey, F you to all my haters, like his dad would, it's, you know what? I'm just going to put my head down and keep working. So I respect the comments that Bronny made. What I don't respect is that he's saying he has random people talking about him. What did you think? Of course you have random people talking about you. It's random people when it's something critical, but it's not random when people are praising you. That's the problem that I have. It can't be both. When you are a public figure, you have to recognize that there's going to be critical feedback about you. And majority of the feedback about Bronny is about his game. I haven't heard anybody say that Bronny is a horrible person, that he's, just like, I haven't heard anybody say that. Haven't heard anybody talk about Bronny as an individual. All I've heard is people criticizing his play on the court. Another thing I don't particularly care for is Bronny saying that, he's a kid. You're not a kid anymore, Bronny. You're an adult. You're a grown man. Your father said that about you, so own it. Be a grown man. Grow up, because you can't keep calling yourself a kid. That's embarrassing. You have a girlfriend. You're dating Sally Richards' daughter. Okay, she's beautiful. She doesn't look like a kid to me. So you're a grown man. Now, you might be a young adult. You're a young guy. You're a young guy in his 20s. But I can promise you, you're not a kid. You're in the NBA. You're making $8 million. That's not kid money. That's not money that kids make. So again, I just think that, yes, Bronny is being more humble. He's being more aggressive on the court. He's coming out post-game saying the right things. Honestly, he sounds way better than his dad ever did. Bronny is smarter than LeBron. You can tell. You can tell that he knows how to answer these questions, not because he was trained by his father, because look at how his father behaves. I love that Bronny said, hey, we have to work hard, because there's millions of kids that want to be in our spot. That was, for me, the biggest takeaway out of what Bronny said. And I was proud of him for saying that, because there are millions of kids that want to be in your spot, and you don't get to just, have a cakewalk through the NBA. And I mean, he has had that. The G League was cleared out for him. People were cut from the Lakers in order for Bronny to shine as a backup guard. I mean, it is really it's pretty shameful, the orchestration that's had to happen. But again, Bronny's here. He's not going anywhere. So I'm not angry with how he is carrying himself and showing up today. That could change tomorrow or next week. But he went from saying he loves the cameras, he loves the standing ovations and the cameras and the attention he's getting when he wasn't a qualified NBA player. I still don't think he belongs on the NBA floor. I still think that he belonged in the G League for a full year. I agree with Magic Johnson's original comments, not the comments that he went back and said that, Bronny James will be a special NBA player, whatever he said, completely backpedaling from what he said the previous day. It's just really interesting to me how we have to kind of tiptoe around what we see with our eyes and what the culture of sports media has always been, which is to say what's going well and to say what's not going so well and to speak on what you see. I do want to read some comments that you guys made. I did ask the question, is the Lakers young core all that scary? Because that's what the media is saying. Snow time Lakers are it. They have this young white boy core that, is just so scary for the NBA. I don't think so. I don't think Luka, Connect, and Austin Reeves are scary at all. I don't think Austin Reeves can guard anybody. So there's nothing scary about that. If you can't lock anybody up, I'm not afraid of you. If you're not playing offense and defense, what am I scared of? So you can drop 30, but you can also give up 30. So I'll just attack Luka, Connect, and Austin Reeves. No problem. I got 3 people that I can just attack because they can't defend. Connect is not a defender. He does have an NBA player build. I think that he can get better at defense. He's athletic. I like Connect. And I like Austin Reeves offensively only, but that's not an NBA player in the making. If you're not playing offense and defense, you don't belong to be on the court, and you're definitely not scary to me. But what do you guys think? Is the Lakers young core all that scary? I'll give you guys a moment to answer, and I will read the super chat from Spurzan. Salute to you, Spurzan. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Dom, do you think once LBJ leaves the league, things will change in the league? Yes and no. So I think that LeBron James, what he was able to do in the media, what he was able to do in his career as far as manufacturing his career, I would love to say that those kinds of things will change, but I don't think so. I think the NBA is going to continue doing things like that and allowing for things like that. So LeBron James did it. Who are they going to do it for next? Is it going to be Luka Doncic? Is it going to be any of the players in the FNBA? And if for all of you guys wondering, the FNBA is the foreign NBA because they have a different set of rules and league protection. So Luka, Jokic, Giannis, they are allowed to do whatever they want on the court typically until usually in the finals. So if the officials and the NBA can get them all the way to the finals, whether it's free throw differentials, whether it's just letting them do whatever they want, carrying, traveling the ball, charging in the lane, all those kinds of things, all of that is acceptable for the FNBA players. That includes Joel Embiid. Pretty much those guys are allowed to do whatever they want because the NBA is trying to create a foreign league. That is their goal. They're trying to expand more into the international market, and they believe that with this group of talent that they have in the FNBA, that they'll be able to do that. And so if they make Luka Doncic, for instance, the face of the league, right? So when LeBron retires, if he is supposed to be the face of the league, which I don't know how you could be the face of the league when you're not in shape. It's just, I don't know how guys look like this could be the face of the league. This is why the foreign players can't be the face of the league. It has nothing to do with the fact that they are foreign. They are not in shape. When you look at soccer, when you look at football, When you look at any sport, you don't see guys that are fat with bodies like this being the face of the sport. That doesn't happen. So these guys will never be the face of the league until they lose weight and get in shape. And that's the bottom line. But to finish that answer, Spurzan, I think that the league is going to change because nobody's a bigger crybaby than LeBron James. So instantly there's a change there, right? But just as far as the orchestration, the manufacturing, and basically force feeding a player onto NBA fans, I don't think that piece of it is going to change. And I think that the NBA is going to capitulate to whoever they believe is the next guy, the next face of the league.